Hey y'all, it's Miss Gross here. I know that we're kind of all doing different things for our dream house project, so I wanted to make a quick video in case you feel like you're stuck and you don't know where to go next. So, if you're just getting started, you'll be in phase 1. So I'll go over phase 1 and then I'll go over phase 2 and phase 3 with you, and hopefully this will be helpful to you all. So phase 1 is just getting started. You don't know what you're doing on the dream house project, and so it's like, where do I even start? And the place to get started is on houseplans.com. So when you click on houseplans.com, this will take you to here, and you can kind of decide. Now, not everyone uses floor plans from houseplan.com to help them get started. Some people kind of already have a vision in their mind exactly what they want to do. Other people are like, that scares me to death. I want to make sure that I have what I need. And then some people are using, like, maybe your family built your own house a few years ago or several years ago, and you have blueprints and you're like, I want to use those. You can do that as well. But if you're not sure where to start, houseplans.com is a good place to get started. So let's say I want a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I'm going to go with 1-story house with 2 garages. And I'm going to click here. And then here are so many options to choose from. And you can actually even sort. So like, let's say you wanted to be more like a country house. You click there, and then you can kind of scroll and you'll be like, okay, kind of get your idea of what you want. So I'm going to choose this one. And once you choose that, you scroll down, it tells you 2,390 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1 floor, two garages. And then you'll scroll down and you'll see here's some blueprints. And you're like, okay, I like those. I like that layout. I love that there's that big front porch. It goes into the foyer, goes to the dining room. We've got a great room. So if you decide this is the one I want, then you're going to copy it. So to copy it, just double click. You can take 2 fingers and put it on and then copy your image. And then that way you'll have it saved because you don't want to lose it. And where you want to go next is you want to go to your dream house project slides. It's the end of unit assessment on the dream house project. So once you're there, whoopsie, I messed up. Dream house project slides. And sorry about that. And you can put those floor plans right here. So delete what's currently on there, and then you can paste your own in, and that way you have access to those. If you are somebody who wants to have it printed out so that you can kind of look here and not have it on the screen, that is totally fine. If you don't have access to a printer, you can share it with me or email it to me, and I'll print it out for you. But that way you will have those blueprints, okay? On the next slide, it has a blank here. This is the blueprints that you're going to actually draw out, and then you're going to take a picture of it, and I'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes. All right, so let's see. The next thing we're going to talk about, so that's phase 1. Phase 2. Phase 2 is actually drawing your blueprints. So you need to pick a scale. Here are 3 options to choose from. You can choose a different scale, but honestly, these are the 3 kind of the easiest ones. If you have what we would consider to be a normal size house, like around 1,000 to maybe like 3,500 square feet, I know that's a large range, you can get by with using this scale. The 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot. What that means is every foot is 1 block on your blueprint paper. Okay. So then if you had a scale of, like, let's say it was 15 feet by 16 feet, then you would draw it 15 blocks by 16 blocks to have yours. Let me pause this real quick. All right, and so if you choose the second scale, 1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot, then what this would mean is 1 foot equals a half a block. And why you would use this one is if you had a very large house, like you had like a 5,000 square foot house, or like 4,000, 5,000, or even more square foot house, rather than putting together like 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper, taping them together, all you would have to do is go through, if you had a house that was like 15 feet by 16 feet, you would just half everything. So you would do 7.5 on the x-axis by 8 on the y-axis and draw your rectangle, okay? Or if you had a really tiny house, let's say your house is like under 900 square feet, it was a small house, and like if you were to draw it like with the scale of 1/4 of an inch, it would only take up half of the sheet of paper. What you could do is you could double it, and 1/2 of an inch equals 1 foot, which what that would mean is 1 foot equals 2 blocks. And so you would just double everything. So if it was 15 by 16 feet, you would do 30 blocks by 32 blocks. So hopefully that helps with picking your scale. Make sure you have plenty of blueprint paper. I have plenty of blueprint paper that you can use. Let me know if you need any more. Also, so this is what I use for the blueprint paper. It is graph paper, but it's larger. That way you can put your put your house on there. Make sure that you have access to a ruler. A simple ruler will be fine, or you can use these architectural rulers that we have. Okay. And what I would encourage you to do, because getting started on drawing is probably the hardest part. So if you found the house that you like, figuring out where to get started. You do not have to draw carports and workshops and that kind of stuff. You actually don't even have to draw garages unless you absolutely want to. Everything in here that's yellow is living space. This stuff right here is not counted as living space. So, trying to decide where to start. If I started with this bedroom, I would have to come up. Bedroom number 3, I would have to come up, and it doesn't tell me how far to come up. So what I may do is I may start with bedroom number 4. So I'm going to put my paper this way, and I'm going to start in the corner here, bedroom number 4. And bedroom number 4 is 13 feet 8 inches by 12 feet. I'm going to round that 13 feet 8 inches to 14 feet. So I'm going to draw this 14 blocks by 12 blocks. And then I'm going to go ahead and just make that rectangle, do it in a pencil, use my ruler, have that. That way I can go back later and I can add my door. Now that I have that, then I can go ahead and leave space for my rear porch, which is 33 feet by 8 inches, or 33 feet 8 inches. So I'm going to do maybe do 34 feet. Or if you want to go ahead and make it just 33 feet, it's fine. You can round by 8 feet. So you would go here 34 blocks by 8 blocks. And then you're going to be working on your mud room. Your mud room is 7 feet 8 inches, or my mud room is 7 feet 8 inches by 6 feet 6 inches. I may want to go ahead and do 8 feet by 6 or 7 feet, depending. I think I'm going to go with 7 feet because I need a little bit bigger mud room. And then laundry room, I'm going to finish off over here, 9 feet 4 inches. I'm going to go over 9 blocks by 7 blocks and have that. And so that's going to kind of finish me off here. Then you can go, it looks like the next easiest thing for me would be that master bedroom. So I'm going to go down with that master bedroom and kind of work my way until I get to the end. If you find when you're down here, you're like, oh, I don't have enough room, you can always tape an extra piece of paper to it. It's totally fine to add extra space to it. All right, so hopefully that helped you get started with your dream house project. That gives you into phase 3. Phase 3 is finishing your blueprints. We want to make these blueprints look really good. Like these blueprints here look really good. We want to make ours look also really good. So what you want to use are the templates, okay? We have access to all those. These 3 templates are used for if you have the 1/4 of an inch scale. And these 2 templates, which one says plumbing fixtures templates and this other one is just kind of like everything, these have for 1/8 of an inch scale and 1/2 of an inch scale. So we don't have as many items available for 1/2 of an inch and an 1/8 of an inch scale. It's just not out there and available. But as those, but there are some here that you can use. So you want to put those in. You want to put in the furniture. You want to put the beds in, put the stuff in the kitchen. Make it as elaborate as you possibly can to make it look good. And then also what you want to do is make sure you have clean lines. Go back. You might have sketched in your lines. Go back with your ruler and make those lines very clean, very straight, precise. You're an architect here. Also, square footage. You want to calculate the square footage. The best way to do that is as you're going along. You know that you've put this, if you've put this as, 15 feet by 16 feet, go ahead and multiply 15 by 16 and you've got your square footage there. Now, some people don't like how messy that looks when they're putting it in there. So one way to do that is you can just have a separate sheet of paper where you list each room and the dimensions of each room, and then go back and calculate the square footage later on the piece of paper. It doesn't have to be on this, but you're absolutely welcome to do that if you want to. And then finally, to finish off your blueprints, once you get it finished, you're going to take a picture of your blueprint, your finished blueprint paper, and you're going to put it in your slideshow. Not that slideshow. You're going to put it in your slideshow right here. So there's the blueprints. That's the one that I found, that digital one. And then I'm going to add my blueprints on the next slide. So I'm going to add a picture of my blueprints on the next slide here. Okay. There's another video that walks you through the slides. This video is designed to help you get through the drawing phases. I hope you found this video helpful. Have a great day.